the Pac-12 conference. Pac-12 has signed on with CBS and CBS Sports as partners in their new media deal. What does this mean for the Pac-12? It's a big win. What does it mean for the Mountain West? Folks, this is the Let's Run podcast. I want to welcome you all on the show today. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. I apologize that I did not get another video up at the end of last week. I had plans. I've got big plans for all of the rest of this summer. I am still, of course, studying for the bar exam, and so my time is a little more limited than I would like. But while you're here, please do like the video. Please do subscribe. Today is a very good day for the new Pac-12 conference. We got some more details, got confirmations of things that we had rumors of, or that we had known in the past, but had been confirmed in new reporting and new legal documents. But I want to break down the news for you, what it means. A couple of rumors going around that are unsubstantiated that I'm not going to spend time on just because I don't want to feed fires that aren't there. But please do like the video. Please do subscribe. I'm trying to build out the channel. Please either DM me, send me your right comments on the YouTube video. You can send me an email. Any suggestions, constructive criticism, anything that you have that you think that I should add to the program, anything you disagree with me with, let me know in the comments. I will respond to you. I will talk to you, and we will get this rolling. So last night, John Canzano, again, effectively the mouthpiece for the Pac-12 in media, him and John Wilner. Canzano has his own Substack, which is actually a really good subscribe. A lot of times he does great stories about, kids and sports and, stuff in the Pacific Northwest that I think is really good. So I would recommend being subscribed to him. And then Wilner, who writes for Mercury News, I believe. There was a tweet about them, from them, basically saying we're expecting some pretty big news to drop in the morning for the Pac-12 conference. Originally, I thought that the news would just finally be Texas State being announced to the Pac-12. It would seem to me that there is just debates and negotiations going on between Texas State and the Pac-12 about Texas State's media share. Texas State is clearly fighting for as much money as it can be fighting for. And I think that's probably a good thing for them. Although I do think that the Pac-12 is, it's a better place because it's more money than the Sun Belt Conference. But, it is a little bit of a sticky situation. And we just don't know the details yet because mediation from all accounts is still going on, which means mediation's been going on for over a month now, a month and a week, maybe a month and a half. No, not a month and a half, a month and like half of a week, I mean to say. And so there's still a lot of news there. But the big news of the day ended up being that the Pac-12 has signed on with CBS and CBS Sports as its primary big partner. This would mean that there are going to be 3 or 4 CBS games on the new Pac-12 for the new Pac-12. I think like 3, I think is the max number. That's what it was with the Mountain West. And then there are going to be a bunch of Pac-12 games, I believe, and I could be wrong about this, but I think on CBS Sports Network. CBS Sports is not the greatest place to play games in college football because they don't always report their media numbers, and they're not freely accessible nationwide. So yes, it is a nationally televised game, but CBS Sports isn't everywhere. It's pretty good for basketball, and you do get it on things like YouTube TV, so it is accessible. But ultimately, CBS Sports has been a good home for the Mountain West Conference for a long time now. I think CBS Sports and the Mountain West have had a relationship since 2009 or 2008 or something like that. Maybe before that, honestly. That's just when I started paying attention to the Mountain West, when I got old enough to really start appreciating sports. You get a few big games on CBS. Usually those have been Air Force, like Naval Academy, Navy or Army games. Boise State has had games elevated, obviously, pretty consistently up to CBS. Boise State UNLV has been on CBS the last couple of years, especially the Mountain West Championship game, which I think is on Fox, actually. And so, CBS is a good partner. And CBS Sports, while imperfect, will be a good partner for the new Pac-12. The biggest question is, what does this mean for the Mountain West? I had assumed that the Pac-12 would be going more the ESPN, TNT, CW. Obviously, the CW is already a major media partner with the Pac-12. That will continue to be the case. The CW is committed to them. They like them. They've got a good relationship with the CW, and the CW is a very good media partner to have. although it does come with some extra costs that don't get associated with other media partners because the CW doesn't have a production studio. So I believe the Pac-12 has had to do all the production for CW games. But adding CBS and CBS Sports is great. The big question is, where do the Mountain West games play now? I think that getting CBS and CBS Sports could be a pretty damaging thing to the new Mountain West because I had assumed that the new Mountain West would maintain its CBS Sports relationship. Now, that still may be the case, but the issue with that is the new Mountain West is not going to, the new CBS Sports is not going to want to be paying for both the new Mountain West and the new Pac-12 to broadcast all of its games because these schools need to make money. And ultimately, is this the Pac-12 kind of muscling the Mountain West out of a media partner? Do I still think ultimately that the Mountain West will be partnered with CBS and CBS Sports in some way? Yes. Do I think that the Mountain West will probably try and supplement it with some sort of streaming package to try and get the money right for people? Yes. But in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, guys, again, they're still in mediation. I think this is an unequivocal win for the Pac-12 and a real blow to the Mountain West. A real blow. And again, we'll know more soon. We'll know more when mediation comes out. We'll know more when we finally get the Texas State confirmation that we've all been waiting for. And I've been talking on Twitter at least a little bit. In a way, I've been talking about how I think that the Pac-12 schools probably just aren't happy with, headbutting and getting in fights with Texas State over their media share, because Texas State clearly wants to be a full media share member of the new Pac-12. And I just don't know that, schools like Boise State, who are national brands, who have made the college football playoff, who have had worthy Heisman winners, in my opinion, even though Travis Hunter won. I think Nash Genti had a better year than Travis Hunter. You have schools like Gonzaga that have made national championship games, that have been national basketball brands for a decade and a half. You have San Diego State, who recently made a national championship game. Do you think these schools enjoy being pushed around by Texas State, who's only been FBS for 12 years and has only made 2 bowl games? In fact, Texas State's football success and history kind of mirrors UNLV's because they've been good the last couple of years, although I don't think they've been as good as UNLV has been the last couple of years. I just don't know that these Pac-12 schools have loved being muscled around by Texas State. And again, I don't know that the Pac-12 schools are all that happy about the travel with Texas State. Now, with football and basketball, it's no big deal. It's okay. They can do that travel, no problem, in their sleep. But when it comes to the stick and ball sports, when it comes to baseball, track, cross country, gymnastics, I'm not exactly sure what every school is going to play in the new Pac-12. But when it comes to those sports, getting them to San Marcos, Texas from Pullman and Corvallis and even like Fresno and Boise, it's not particularly easy. I believe you have to fly into Austin because San Marcos, obviously, if it has its own airport, it's very small. And then it's about 40 minutes from Austin to San Marcos. Not terrible, but it's a long way away and it's expensive to commercially fly these student athletes. And it's hard on student athletes to fly like that, especially for a G5 conference. Cal and Stanford are really, suffering a lot. UCLA, USC are suffering a lot from being in these nationwide conferences. And San Marcos is probably just on the limit of where you could feasibly do it for a G5 conference. And so, listen, lots of things up in the air. My big concern right now as a UNLV fan and as a person that has UNLV in the new Mountain West Conference, one is, how is mediation going? If UNLV can't get that initial $14 million cash lump sum in 2026, their media deal is rough and they're not getting anything on top of it. The money just might not be there. But again, nobody really knows. If UNLV was getting every dollar from the new Pac-12 that it was supposed to get in mediation and from the poaching agreements and the exit fees that were promised by the departing schools and, of course, the new Pac-12, financially, you can get behind what they're doing. If they're not getting that and they're being locked away on Paramount Plus or HBO Max and they're making less money than they would in the new Pac-12, then even the exit fee free, even the condition that UNLV has for staying in the new Mountain West, the free exit to a Power 4 conference, really isn't that valuable when, one, you consider if UNLV is going to a Power 4 conference, Um, an exit fee from the Pac-12 or the Mountain West really is going to be kind of peanuts compared to the money that's going to be spent trying to get UNLV into a power conference. And so I think that this is kind of a tenuous time for the Mountain West. Again, the Mountain West hasn't announced its own media deal either. They were just trying to extend their media deal with their current partners, which is what kind of differentiated them between the Pac-12 and the new Mountain West. The new Pac-12 was trying to secure basically a brand new media deal with brand new media partners, whereas the Mountain West was trying to extend its current deal. The big issue facing the Mountain West is how do they extend their current deal with a partner that is spending a lot of money on a direct competitor? Um, Basically, the Mountain West is going to have to kind of start over from ground zero with their media package. Not from ground zero. I think they'll still have Fox stuff, from what I understand, Fox Sports. But the Fox Sports stuff, a lot of that was to Boise State. I mean, CBS Sports was really the backbone of the Mountain West media deal, basketball and football. I think it's kind of a disaster if the Mountain West is locked out of CBS Sports. That was a big part of them and their media package. And so, alongside that, there was rumors about an eighth and ninth member of the new Pac-12. Some people speculated that that was UNLV. Again, folks, I'm not going to put any flame to that fire or put any gas on that fire because I can't see it. I can't see UNLV leaving the new Mountain West. But if they were going to leave the new Mountain West, losing out on CBS Sports would be a reason, a step towards that. Again, if the new Mountain West can't fulfill its financial obligations, the GOR that UNLV signed, the grant of rights that UNLV signed, still says that they're locked in. But if the money's not there, then there's going to be problems. There's going to be some issues. I think that it's just a pure market inefficiency for both the new Pac-12 and the new Mountain West to exist in this current form. I don't think that there should be two G5 conferences of this level on the West Coast. The Mountain West had a nice niche for itself as a good G5 West Coast conference. And having two conferences, even though the Pac-12 is better than the new Mountain West, having two conferences is damaging to both of the conferences in terms of their media valuation and media deal. Trying to search out for media partners in a limited media space when people at CBS and Fox and ESPN really want to be investing in the power conferences and really want to be preparing for a possible Super League or a merger of the Big Ten and SEC. These media partners do not want to be spending too much money or more money than they have to on Group of Five conferences on the West Coast. So ultimately, I think it's dangerous times for the Mountain West. I don't think it's a good day for the Mountain West. But we need more information. We need to know more. And as a person who wants UNLV in the Pac-12, who thinks that the new Mountain West shouldn't really exist, I wouldn't say this makes me happy because I know that UNLV will do everything they possibly can to cling on to the Mountain West option. And so this could put them in a terrible position, but a part of me deep inside really wants the Mountain West to fall apart and kind of crumble so that the Pac-12 can kind of just take its place. We also found out, and look, I was in a little bit of a dispute with BJ Rains. I doubt if BJ is going to quote tweet this video that I'm going to post on Twitter. And I doubt he's actually going to get this far. But if you are getting this far, BJ, I actually like your work. I think you're good at your job, and I appreciate you and then the work that you put in. But I put out a tweet. Basically, Chris Vanini, who is from The Athletic, I believe, a really great journalist, Chris Vanini, and The Athletic is an excellent institution. Chris Vanini basically confirmed that the Pac-12 members are all getting equal shares of the new media deal. That includes Gonzaga, who is getting an equal share in football money alongside their basketball payout, obviously. And then Oregon State and Washington State, I need to understand this a bit better, but I believe that any college football playoff money made from 2026 to 2028 stays with Oregon State and Washington State. Now, this could be as part of a deal for a bridge loan to help PAC schools kind of make the transition to the new conference, but we don't know that yet. But essentially what it means is if Boise State or any of the Pac-12 schools, I don't think any school but Boise State or maybe Washington State is really a college football playoff contender out of that conference right now. Maybe Oregon State too, although I don't know about that program right now. They've got a great fan base and a great stadium, and they definitely could get to that level. But I just don't know. If Boise State makes the college football playoff in 2027, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please, I believe all that money would go directly to Washington State and Oregon State, which seems kind of like an insane financial thing to give up, especially when you've already surrendered a lot of your college football playoff revenue to the Mountain West that you from making it in the 2024 season. And obviously with Gonzaga getting a full share. And the reason why I bring up BJ Rains is he said, well, this was part of the term sheet back in October and November. This isn't news. And I would just say that, like, yeah, it is news because term sheets and grant of rights being signed, there was 6 or 7 months in between those two things. And clearly sharing football revenue with Gonzaga. And I'm not saying that I would go along with this. If I was in the new Pac-12, I would go along with having Gonzaga in the Pac-12, and I would go along with sharing football revenue with them just because they're such a great basketball brand that I think it's probably worth it. But sharing football revenue in a cash-strapped environment like the new world of college football with a non-football school, that sucks. And giving up college football playoff revenue to two schools, at least as in terms of Boise State, who you have a better football program than and have a better chance of making the college football playoff than, giving up that college football playoff revenue to them for 2 years seems crazy to me. And so, yes, that those terms might have been in the original term sheet, but back then you were still thinking you were adding AAC schools. You still thought maybe you were just going to circle back to the Mountain West and destroy it. And now we live in a different world, at least as of right now, where you didn't get the AAC schools. Memphis isn't coming to the new Pac-12. Tulane isn't coming to the new Pac-12. You're not getting UTSA or North Texas. You didn't secure any more Mountain West schools. So the terms kind of changed based on what you thought you were getting into from October, and yet the term sheet did not. They're two distinct legal documents. And so ultimately, in my opinion, bad day for the Mountain West, great day for the Pac-12. It's a fluid situation. I will try and do more videos this week as time permits, again, with the bar exam. But guys, please do like the video. Please do subscribe. I'm trying to get this channel up and running. I'd love to hit 1,000 subscribers before the start of the college football season. That's probably not going to happen. So maybe 500 subscribers before the start of the college football season. I'm going to work on my consistency, my editing, my content, and I want to provide you guys the best possible content possible from a UNLV perspective, because I think that's what differentiates me. There's not a ton of UNLV people in the online and social media space. And so guys, please do like, please do subscribe. I really appreciate you checking out the video. Let me know your thoughts below, and let's run.